From the Chicago Cubs Major League Camp, this is Ben, providing a hitting analyst for Connar. In this video, we will review the set, stride, swing hitting analyst. It is a simple and effective way to help increase your bat speed, improve your timing, and work on fundamentals that will help Connar remain consistent at the plate. And we're going to go over them as core components, starting with the set position. To begin with the set, we'll look at the feet positioning. We first want to make sure that our feet are shoulder width apart. As you can see here, Connar does a great job of this. Next, we want to make sure that our feet are even with each other. And once again, Connar does a fantastic job. And thirdly, we want to make sure that our toes are directly pointed at the other batter's box, and Connar nails this. Now we're going to zoom in a bit here and take a look at Connar's knee bend. I want Connar to bend his knees more here, especially that front knee. Hitting a baseball is one of the hardest things to do in any sport, so being in an athletic position, starting with the knees bent, is vital for success at the plate. Now we're going to zoom in even further here and take a look at his knuckle alignment. We want to make sure that the knocking knuckles are aligned. When these knuckles are aligned right here, it'll loosen up the grip on the bat and improve bat speed. Before every at-bat, or even swing during practice, I want Connar to double check that those knuckles are correctly aligned. Now we're going to take a look at his hand placement. We want to make sure that his hands are slightly above his shoulders, and as you can see here, they're just a bit low, so we want to raise them above this green line to about right here. This will make it easier for him to hit pitches higher in the zone. Most pitchers try throwing the ball low, but every once in a while they miss high, and Connar needs to take full advantage of this. These are the pitches to drive, and turn into doubles, triples, and maybe even home runs. Now this high hand placement may feel weird and awkward at first for Connar, so I suggest the drill high tee. This is where you take a tee just like this one, but raise it to an above average height, forcing Connar to make contact with his high pitches while also keeping those hands high. With enough practice, balls in the upper zone will become Connar's sweet spot in no time. Now let's move on to the second component, the stride. In the stride, we want to make sure that the front foot goes forward about 3 to 4 inches towards the pitcher, and the hands go straight back. Let's watch the stride, but only focus on this front foot. As you can see, Connar does a good job of striding out about 4 inches towards the pitcher. It's important to note, however, that when he took that step, his front foot opened up this way, which also opened up the hips. We want to make sure that front foot stays closed, so his hips stay closed, as he loses a lot of power and momentum that would have been generated by the hips when he opens up that front foot like he does here. Now let's watch this again, but this time let's focus on the hands. As you can see, his hands do go back a little bit here, but they also drop, making it a longer swing, which could result in Connar striking out more, having more pop-ups, or ground balls. I want Connar to just try to bring his hands back straight during the stride, all the way back to the red line here. This will get his momentum going forward with the upper body, so the bat can fly through the zone. Now let's take a look at the final component, the swing. At the beginning of the swing, he does a good job of taking the knob of the bat directly to the baseball. Upon contact, I also really like how he fully rotates his back foot, as you can see with the heel all the way up in the air and his foot at a 90-degree angle. He also has a strong back leg angle, which means that his hips are fully being rotated, as you can see with the belly button facing the pitcher, the hips leading his hands, and the sole of his back shoe and heel facing the catcher. When he rotates his hips aggressively and quickly like he does here, it creates a ton of power for him. He also does a good job of keeping this front leg straight, as it'll help with his balance. Taking a look at the upper body, however, I want him to extend his arms out more upon contact, creating a stronger power V. When he does this, his exit velocity will improve, because that arm extension creates a lot of upper body momentum, improving his power. If Connar really wants to see a rise in his power numbers, he needs to combine his upper body strength with his lower body strength, because right now, all of his power is coming from the lower half. He does a good job of keeping his head down and focus on the baseball, even after he makes contact, as many players his age often pull off, and he finishes the swing really well balanced too. Connar can use these tips as he continues to take reps off the tee and off of live pitching. Connar has a good foundation to his swing, but while finessing details and working on sharpening the fundamentals, it is always helpful to slow down and break down your swing into the set, stride, swing elements we discussed today. From the Chicago Cubs Major League Camp, this is Ben, thanking Connar for joining us at camp. We hope he had as much fun and learned as much as we did. And most importantly, go Cubs!